So we have seen different queries using SOQL, how we can fetch the data, and we have seen, and with different where clauses, means on a single object we have seen. Let's suppose I have two objects or three objects, but which are in a relationship. Now if I want to get data, like all those two objects or three objects, but it should have a relationship. So without relationship, we cannot fetch the data. Uh, Without relationship in SOQL, we cannot fetch a data from the database for multiple objects. But for a single object individually, we can fetch the data. So let's suppose if I want to fetch data for a single object, we have already seen we have created classes, right? There we have got the data from account object and contact object or any custom objects we can fetch. So today we will see something like I'll be using a custom objects. Okay. So far we have used standard objects, right? So we see custom objects, and let's quickly see what custom objects we have and how best we can use those. Let me just quickly go to our object. What's our object? Like this Taj. Yeah. I forgot this application name also. So long back we created this. So we have customers. This is one object which we created, which is a custom object, right? It is every time coming. So this is one object, and we created a few fields. These are all the fields. These are all custom fields only. We created marital status, food, room, mobile, debt amount, and then like we have a food separate object, branches we have separate object, rooms we have separate object. Let me go to branches, and if I open any record branches, so this is main record, branch record, and now if you go to related, so whatever related records we have, so we can also see under related here, right? So this is details means its own record, related means it's like sub records of this branch number, like 35 branch, it is not having any related list. If I want to create any another branch, or like under this branch I can create a sub branch, or under this branch I can create another room, like for this branch, so which room it is available on this branch. So let's suppose I'm just creating one room 405. This is a new room. Okay, so under this branch occupancy, like 3 members we can have, and the type is like non-AC. I'm just saving this row. Okay, now if you go to this 35 branch, so how many rooms like which are available under this branch number? So one room as of now, and I can create one more room. I'm just giving some name like th35 as a code, so that I can get it like easily. th35 and room number is like I've given floor like 406. Okay, so the occupancy like it is something 3 occupancy, and it is AC room now, and save this. Same way the first record also I am little updating this into th35-405, and this is non-AC room. So if you go to, see, this is child record, and in the child record, from child we will connect a parent, right? So this is the parent. So if I go to this parent, I can again see what and all childs which are available under this parent. This is my parent now. 35 is the parent record. Under this parent, we have 2 child records, naming like 5, 6. Okay, so 5, 6 records we have, and it's like room numbers are different, and its occupancy is different, right? But if I go to 35, I can see 2 records. How I can fetch these records into my query? So using SOQL, how we can fetch this? Now we will see. To fetch that like related records, we have a syntax. First you need to know like what is the syntax. It's very simple. So the same queries like what we have used, select, so ID, name, and then what fields like we have, all these field 1, field 2, field 3. Okay, so likewise you can add, and then so you can add like main object. So that is like a parent object I'm just doing. Okay, so parent object. If it is a custom, you have to mention _c. So you can write like some where clauses, where clause here, so that it will be applying only for this parent object but not for the child object. Okay, so now if you want to get the child object records also, you have to write like this. Okay, so field 1, field 2, like this you can add multiple fields, id, name and all, and then you have to write a subquery. So this we call it as subquery. Subquery why I'm writing here, so on this parent object I need child records as well. So child field 1, field 2, like that. Okay, so sub fields, like it can be name or like any other fields from. So here like child object name, but usually we should not write child object name here, it is child relationship name. Okay, so relationship, child relationship name we have to use here. So if you are using like child relationship name, then we can fetch all the related records, okay, from this parent object. So this is the syntax. And you can also apply like some where clauses here as well. Okay, so if you are applying where clause here, so then it will be applying only for the child records. Let's suppose, okay, I want like only, so where room capacity greater than 2. So then I can put like room capacity greater than 2. Then I'll be getting only those rooms which are under a branch. So like likewise I can add like one more. So this is one child object. Likewise you can add another child object also by adding comma. So this is another subquery you can have. So let's suppose, okay, this branch having another branch also as a subquery, right? So, or let me go to food. Do we have any multiple related objects? Yeah, different objects. One is food. Under food we have customer and customer foods, right? So I can fetch like customer and customer food here, both. But it should have a relationship. Okay. So the first so the first query, okay, so the first query, like it will be giving the first object information, and second query it will be referring for the second object. So again, like you can write id, name, from which object like you want to get. Okay, so this is like child relationship name, again child relationship name, second object child relationship name. Okay, so this is second object. So here like you need to remember is like child relationship name, that is the additional step like we need to do. So how you can get the child relationship name, you have to go to this child object, whatever the child object like you want to pull. First you need to open that in the object manager, that object, and you have to see the parent object how it is connected. Okay, so there like if you open it you can find the child relationship name. Okay, so now what I'll be doing, so in our use case, like what you will do, use case is fetch child records under branch, child records of under branch, like we have room, right? So room under branch. So but I'm just little changing under each branch, means I can like just now I have told only one branch, right? But there might be chances like you will have multiple branches also, right? We have like multiple branches for each branch. If you open individually, so this is second branch and 60th branch. So branch you find like zero rooms. If you go to another branch, you might have like more number of rooms or less number of rooms. So you can find all those, like almost all also, but we might be having. See here, like rows. So now if I just open this, like first what I need to do, I have to get all the branches. From each branch I have to loop, I have to write a for loop, and from that for loop I'll get all these branches first, and then I'll be going for each branch. I'll be going for each branch as a for loop, and then I will just pull each related records. Okay, so that is what we want to do now. So now fetch child records of rooms under each branch. Means like first we need to identify what is a parent and what is a child object, and then you have to get from parent to the child. Means we are going downwards. So this query we call it as downward query. We are going downward. So likewise we can also go upward as well. We will see that okay later point. First in this case, like use case, what we are doing, so fetch child records of rooms under each branch. The same we will use in the class also. First let me just quickly write that query. Select id comma name. I have already told you like a shortcut. You go to file and open objects and search for branch. See branch double underscore c, this is the object name. For each object you can find like multiple. For each object in the back end I told, right, okay, it will create history record, history object, and like it will also create share object. So it will also create change event object. Okay, so there are like 3 different objects you can find for each object. So but right now we need only this main branch. So the branch object you can select like using control id name created date branch name branch code main branch branch parent. Yes, query this first. So this is main query. Okay, this we call, this I call it as 0 level. Okay, level 0. Level 0 means like on the base object. Okay, so this is the base object. Now branch is the base object, and this is level 0, and from this level 0 you will be going downwards, means level -1. So level -1 you are going. So in this level -1, so these are all the fields of level 0, means on the same object. So if you just query this, like what will happen, you will get only branches, all branches, like 51 records we have with the branches. Now what I want, so I want like along with the branch I also want, so select id name from a next branch. Okay, so next subquery record, like I'm just writing under branch, like we have room, right? So but for room, like I need to get the child object name. The child object name I have to get. Go to not branches, go to setup and check for the child object. So go to object manager. What's the child object we want to see? Room. Check for the room object. Open that room object. Is from child. We have connected parent, right? So go to check for the branch. We are here. So there is a branch. It is a master detail relationship. Definitely it is required while creating the data. So if it is lookup, we can escape, but it is a master detail, we cannot escape. Click on this branch link. You can find child relationship name. Can you find anywhere child relationship name? Can you find any child relationship name? You can see something called here related list label. Okay, so this is nothing but child relationship name. Now you can see here also child relationship name related list label. So this one, child relationship name. So you found that child relationship name. Now under child object you have to go to where it is connected to the parent object. You have to go to that script, and there you can find child relationship name. So we have to use that child relationship name. Okay, so in our queries now, so what's the child relationship name here is like rooms. Okay, so you copy this rooms and you can take like some fields from here also right now. Okay, so I'm just going with only one or two fields. So this is the child relationship name, but it is a custom object, right? So for each custom object, what you have to write, you have to write double underscore or is something relation. Okay, so far like only double underscore c custom object, but here like you have to mention double underscore r. So wherever like you're writing some queries, you remember you have to mention double underscore r, and you should not write like room double underscore r, it will throw error. It should be rooms, whatever the child relationship name over there, you have to get that child relationship name. And again, additionally, if it is a standard, you don't need to write anything, you have to mention like this only, but it is a custom object, right? So you have to mention double underscore r. It is a custom field and it is connected with custom object, and this rooms also a custom object, so you have to mention double underscore r. Let me just quickly execute this. See, now it is executed, and somewhere you can see some rooms. Only two records, 1 and 35. Only these two we have seen. We don't have any sub records. Only 1 and 35 we have records with this. Okay. So it can be like 1, 2, 3, like it will be showing here. So whether it is one time, 1 or 2, like you can see, it will showcase here. Okay, so in a format like this format, you can find, copy this format. See, these are like, it is having 3 records. Okay, ID, name, second record THR020304. These 3 records which are connected with one object, one record, and okay, so these are like connected with another record. So there are 2 records, there are 2 child records here as a room. Okay, so and these are like another 2 records which are connected with one branch. So this is branch, one branch, and this is another branch. Okay, so this is how you can just get the data, and for each object, okay, so it will be looping and it will be just displaying this record and this record and this record. Okay, so let's see quickly and how we can loop it. Okay, and how we can utilize this in a class. Okay, so right now you know how to get the data. So how to get the data? Okay, so this is how like we will be getting, and this is the query we will be using to get the child records info. Okay, so this is the main branch, and it means this is the main object, and these are all the fields under that object. Additionally, I have one more field which is referring a kind of lookup or master detail. So to get lookup and master detail as a separate data, but it is not like lookup and master detail, it is not like normal fields like okay, text or like email or like phone number, integer. It is not something like that. It is something, a lookup or master detail means it is referring another object, another records. So we need to get like this. Okay, so we are going downwards. Likewise, I have a question here, like can I get multiple related records under any parent object using SOQL. So now what I have done, so I have got like only from branch, I got only rooms. So likewise, can I also get okay another object, another related records as well, another objects related records as well? So the answer is yes. Okay, so we can get, but when, so if they have relationship, so provided they have relationship, then only we can get it. Okay, so otherwise we cannot get. And even okay, so that will be working only for one level. Okay, so it will not go inside here, it will not fetch the data. Means like under rooms you cannot get any related data, but under branch you can get another set of related data which is connected. Okay, so the syntax will be like this. Syntax would be select f1 comma f2 comma f3. So I'm just giving f01. Okay, f0 level. Okay, so 0 L1 field L1. Okay, so field L1 I'm giving field L1 or like I'm giving like this. Okay, f1 L1 means level 1, means on the same level we have 0. f1 L0 means on the same level 0 level, f3 L0 like this. Okay, so means these are all the fields on the same object. So this is the base object. Okay, so base parent. So it can be custom. If it is custom, you have to mention base parent w_c. And then so this is like something, this is a query, subquery of related record 1. Okay, so the same way, so we can also have one more subquery for this object only, but for this object like you cannot go inside. Okay, so only for this base parent. Let's suppose you have, it is connected with another object as well, so then you can have select, and it's like another subquery of base parent. Subquery of related record 2 under this only. Okay, so you cannot go below this. So likewise you can add like multiple comma. So if it is connected, any object, okay, which is connected as a related list to this object, you can fetch like by adding comma like this. Okay, so you can have like multiple commas. So let's suppose I need, okay, so rooms, and also I need like it is also connected with the same object as well, branch object again as a child relationship. So I'm just getting that as well. Select id comma name from branch. But here like we need to see what is the relationship name. Okay, so branches, I think it is branches, we need to check. So branches, but if you get like the relationship name, so if it is a custom object, you have to mention _r. Okay, it's throwing error. It is saying branches _r, and didn't understand relationship branches _r. So it is saying something different name it has. So we need to check that name. Okay, so you have to go to the object model and go for branch. So this is child relationship, child object, under this child object. So it is connected with branch parent. Okay, so this is the name, branch parent, it is connected. And open this link, branch parent. You can see the child relationship name. See, the child relationship name here is like branch childs. So you have to get that branch, instead of branches, you have to mention branch childs, and then _r. So now you can see. So under this main object branch, okay, so we have rooms, a separate related list, and this branch childs, which is another separated related list we have. So this record 13 we have, like if you open the 13 record, and you can find branch as a child record as well, another branch, but rooms you cannot find. And if you open line this 28, so you can find only branch childs, and if you open one first record, you can find both. If you open first record, select, copy this and search in the global search. This name, okay, so search in the global search, open this branch and go to records to the branch like we have. So likewise, if I want to get, okay, so the major record and its sub records, then we can fetch like this way. Okay, so this is the query, and we have to use, if you have like multiple objects, but those multiple objects, so those multiple objects, okay, it has to have a relationship, and you can fetch only for this main branch, for this main object only you can fetch this related objects, okay, information. And this is how it looks like. Okay, so now what we will be doing, we will be using this, okay, so objects and child objects, and okay, we will just create one class and there we will use it. So let me just quickly create one Apex class. So child, or I'll give subqueries. So SOQL is. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll be just creating one method, public. For now I'm giving void, and later we will see what we can return from this function. So public void, and I'll be just mentioning get sub records. Okay, sub records like from where, and I want to pull data from branch to rooms. Okay, so finally I want to get rooms. Okay, so get rooms from branch. So get rooms from branch. Okay, so first what we need to do, first you have to query the data from database, right? First I need to query the base object. What's the base object here? First you need to check, okay, so what are those two objects? And we have like two objects here. One is okay. So my voice is clear, right? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. So now I need to identify those two objects. Okay, so one is like room and second is branch. Okay, so which is parent and branch is the parent, right? So I have to go to the parent object first. Okay, so list of branch. So branch double underscore C. Okay, so all branch are is yes. Okay, so existing I'm getting. How we can get existing? So you have to mention the select query. Already I have branch query, so you just copy and paste it here, but remove these two. Okay, for now I'm just removing this. I need like only fields from the branches. Okay, right, so you will get all branches, and you can just loop this and you will get only, so you already know. Okay, so all these other steps, like if you just query this, and the next step, like what you will be writing, so you will be writing a for each loop, and you will be getting, okay, so all these branches, right? But now I also need not only branches, I also need the related records as well from this branch. Okay, and I can just pull some filters also. So I want to add like some filters where let me go to branches. So where I want like main branch. Okay, so where main branch equal to true. So I want like main branch double underscore C equal to true. So we have like limited now. Okay, so previously like we have 51 around, now we have 23 records. Only 23 records we can get from this query. So I'm just mentioning that where clause also here on the top. So this is the first query I have added here, where main branch equal to true. Only main branches I'll be getting, not sub branches. On these main branches, so I want, just for understanding, okay, I have given like enter so that you can understand. These are all the first level of fields, comma. Am I just adding like another level? Okay, so the sub queries. Already we have a sub query. This one, okay. So now rooms, which is a child relationship name, a child object name, or child record name, I could say. So this child record name I can use, okay, to get the information of child objects information. Okay. So now, so this is a subquery. Why we got two breaks? I need to give comma also. Okay. So as a field, I need to write this query. So this is a field kind. Okay, but it is a lookup or master details. So we need to mention like this. Select ID name from rooms, and you can also just add like something where you can also just give some queries or like some condition over there. Okay, so where um, what fields we have in the room. Let me just open object from rooms also. Room double underscore C. You can have like ID, name, room floor, room type, occupancy, total child customers, all these fields we have. Okay, so let me copy somewhere else. Okay, so out of which like I want to check only occupancy. So the occupancy field I want to add. So this occupancy which is from rooms only we have. Okay, where occupancy greater than 1. Okay, it should have like at least 1, right? So like minimum like 2 occupancy it should have. Only those rooms I'm getting. Means I'm filtering one more level. Okay. So now what we will be doing, we will be checking first. Okay, so do we have the size? This is a basic step. Okay, so we need to write all time. So within that, like you have to mention a for loop. So this if condition, we will be just writing. This is common if condition. Okay, so dot size greater than 0 and dot size not equal to 1. And then okay, so what we will be doing, so you can just fetch all those information from this list. And this is a branch, individual branch. So you can give like branch. So all branches like you will have in this branch. Okay, so now you can pull like individual records. Okay, now we have a second level subquery, right? So for this subquery, if you want to fetch, that means like, let me just go to so let's suppose, okay, so this is a list of objects or list of, okay, list of S object. And you'll have like individual object, right? So this object 1 and this is object 2, and let's suppose, okay, this is object 3 and this is object 4. And here, okay, so you can have like another object level. Okay, so this is like sub object. Okay, sub object, this is sub, and this is sub, this is sub, like this. Okay, so here like you can have some okay, so this is, let's suppose, okay, in our case it is branches. Okay, so these are all branches, different branches. Okay, so means under this box we have branch 1, this is branch 1, and this is branch 2, and this is branch branch 3. This is branch 4. Okay. So likewise, let's suppose I have a one for loop and I'm getting each branch. So this is the first for loop. Okay. So this is the first for loop, and in this for loop, okay, I'm getting each branch. So branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, like we have. So out of this branch, okay, what is the variable I have given? Bran. So bran is a variable, and I can have like field 1 here. So f1 and f2, f3, f4. Okay, so along with field 4, I have like a child object also. Okay, so the child, this is child obj1. This is child obj2. Means it is like a kind of another set. Okay, so this is child object 1 and child object 2. And here you can have like another fields also. Like, okay, so in this, like again, child object 1, you will have f1 separate fields. Okay, so their respective fields, field 3, field 4, like this. Okay, so the same way. So f1, f2, f3, f4. See, this is how the structure. Okay, so these are the main branch, and under this branch, okay, so if you have like for loop, you will get each branch, and for each branch, okay, you will have like child object. For each child object, okay, so it means like for each branch one, you can have multiple child objects, and each child object which can have like different field. Okay, so field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, and their own respective fields also we can see. So the same way branch 2, if you can see f1, that's why I'm just giving f1 l0. Okay, so that you can have like a clear picture. F1 l0, f2 field 2 l0, f3 field 3 l0, comma. So it can have like another child level. So same way. Okay, so it is like the same way. Okay. Okay, so like this is the structure. Okay, so branches, and this is a list of branch w_c, and then it is a for loop, and you will get like each. And again, if you want to get this, again you have to write like one more for loop. So because there are like two fors, this is one level and this is another level, right? This is like one item and this is another item under this branch one. So you have like another for loop. Okay, so you have to write one more for loop here, so to fetch that information. Okay. So now that is why I'm just showing that image so that you can understand. Okay, so now what is the reference here? Here, like till this, like the reference is a list and individual item we have branch, but now from reference, like from here, the branch one is the reference, and here like bran is the reference here. Okay, so bran is the reference, and bran, and which is connected with what object? So it is like the related object name. So the brand, and what's the related object name here is rooms. Brand dot rooms double_c. This is again list of all rooms. Under this branch, it's a kind of field only. Okay, so it's a kind of field, but it is not a single entity. It is a multiple entity. So brand dot rooms means it is a list of items. Okay, or you can just write a system.debug here so that you can understand. System.debug, so you can just mention brand rooms. Okay, so first let me just execute on this so that you can understand so what I'm saying. See, I just saved this. There are no errors. What we have done, we have got like the subqueries information, and there I'm just checking, even I'm just checking occupancy greater than 1 also. For now, let me just remove this, or let it be no issues. Okay, we will see like how we can just execute this. So you have to go to anonymous window and execute it using class name. So subq, which is equal to class name, and then so subq dot, what's the function name? So this is the function name, and when you are executing this, what will happen? It will just only pull, and it will just showcase system.debug. Okay, so you can just open the debug, and you can see brand rooms all are blank, because I think, okay, so because of that criteria, it is not fetching. Means out of this 24 records, so out of this 24 records, first it will check, because we have added like one first criteria is like main branch, it should be main branch, and second criteria on the child level, it is something occupancy greater than 1. So there are like two criteria, one is at the parent, one is at the child level. So it is just checking, but there are no records with that criteria. So main branch true, like if you can see the main branch true, there it is. So under this main branch true, how many records we got? 23. But see, like there are no rooms. There are no rooms available, but we have like branch childs we have. Childs we have, but rooms we don't have. So what I'll be doing, I'll be just quickly opening this 19 room, and I'll add one. So in a 19 branch, for this branch I'll be adding one room. See, there are no, and I'm just adding one room here. Room number H19201. Occupancy, it should be greater than 1, so I'm just giving 3, and it should be AC. Now you will get this record. Okay, so because right now we have one query, one data, and which is matching that. Now you have to execute it one more time. Just try to execute it. Now you got a new log. And go to debug. See, only one you got. So brand rooms. Okay, so there is a room which just now you created, thr something name, and okay, so the occupancy 3 you have given, right? So branch, this is the branch. Means only fields like you have given, those fields it is showing here. See, but remaining all you cannot find any value, but okay, you can find one record. So this is the record we want to subquery again. Okay, so means in this brand you can find a child records. So this brand rooms double underscore r, which is not a single entity, it is a multiple entity. It is dealing the child records. It has child records. Okay, so to get those child records, those child records, I'm writing, this is again a list. So this brand rooms, again list of child records of individual parent record. So each individual parent record branch we will get for each branch. Okay, so what are the childs? It is displaying. Okay, so using that variable, this is a list of variables. So for each, how we will be mentioning, this is referring which object? It is referring room object. Okay, so now you have to mention room double underscore c, as like you have mentioned branch double underscore c. Now it is a list of room. So now you have to mention room double underscore c. You can give any variable name rm, then you can print system.debug. So each room info. So each individual room info, like you are getting it. Okay, so room info RM. So like RM, I want to get like RM room dot occupancy or name or something. Okay, name I want to get. So each room name I want to pull. Okay, so RM dot name, and I want to just give like some space under the branch. I want to give the branch name also. The branch name is BRAN branch dot name. Okay, so each room name under this brand name I'm just printing. See, one more level we are going. See what it is printing. So each room name, because like we got only one record here, so it is just printing after line number 8. Okay, so it is printing line number 10. So this is the one. So for each room name, so THR 00007, so this is the name of a child record, and under this branch. Okay, so under this 19 branch we have one room. Okay, so one room, this is the room. So likewise I want to create like one more room so that you can see it. So room number th9 dash the room floor is 202, and occupancy I'm giving 4, so because it should have like more than one. See, I have like room 2. Now there are two records, and when I just execute this, I should get 2 because it is a for and for. There are two fors. So one for it is dealing for the parent, and the second for it is dealing for the child. See, you can find the same branch name, but different numbers. Same branch, but different rooms. This is the room, and this is another room under this branch. So likewise, I want to create like one more under another branch. Okay, so I'll just randomly go one branch. No, but it should have the same branches. It should have the true branches. Okay, it should have like main branch true, main branch true. Yeah, the main branch true. These are the records. You can get like a 23rd record, and you can add like, so open this 23rd branch. And under 17, I have added two records. And under 23, I'm adding another record, another row. Okay, so it is occupancy 2. See, and I'll be doing one more thing, save and new. I'm creating one more record under 23, but it will not have occupancy. I'm just giving a, so it will not come into that list. Okay, so TH, this is negative scenario, TH23, 23, I'm giving 102, but this 102, so right now it is not having any occupancy 0, means it is under maintenance or something. It is non as 0, and save this. Even I have a record, two records, but it is failing at the condition, filter condition. So it is failing at the filter condition. What's the filter? This is the filter, occupancy greater than 1. It is failing, occupancy it is 0, so it will not come into this list, right? It should not come. So now let's quickly execute it and see it. See, even if it is like having two records, 23, under 23 I have created two records, right? But it is showing only one record. But sometimes, okay, what will happen, you will think it of why it is not coming, why it is not coming. Okay, even if it is there, it is not coming because it is not meeting the criteria. So it is not meeting the criteria, that is why it is not showcasing that over there. Okay, so see, this is simple, and different levels we are going on. Okay, so and we are just fetching that information. So this is the code, and using this code, like, okay, so execute this. So an anonymous window. Okay, so the final result you will get is, so for those many records, but you cannot find any data. Okay, so unless like you don't have any data, it will not find. So only not this one, this one. So we have like should have three. Okay, this is the old one. So let me remove the old logs. Okay, so this is the latest one, and here like you can see, so when you are just executing in the logs, okay, you can find so all the records, all the parent records, but okay, so you can have like finally it will be processing only these two records. Okay, so these two records, 19 and 23. Under 19 you can find two records, under 23 also you have two records, but it is showing only one record because it is let me give this to you. Okay, so once it is executed, so these are all like not this and this having two records. These are the two records which you can find. Okay, and here like you can find one record and then this. So only records who has child records can be visible here. Okay, so we can see only those records, and let's suppose that I need a map. Okay, so which contains this combination. Okay, in a combination 19 record we have in a combination, and we have the child records. So now I want to just get, okay, so each record and its child records, okay, as a map. So that is why I've not declared any return type. So now I'll be just, okay, I can get that information into a map. So the map is like it's like I'm just defining this map outside. So outside of the function map. So map is like something, okay, so we can have one is like branch name. So branch is a parent, so branch, or I'll just give ID, branch ID, and name also I think fine. So I'll be giving string branch name, and for each branch, okay, so we will have so list of each branch we will have room names. Okay, so list of strings. See, I'm using the real-time scenarios. Map of string comma list of string. Okay, so the map of string, the first map, what it will get branch name. So I'm just giving branch name versus the first string, like which will have branch name, versus list of string. So the list of string is something which will hold room names. Okay, so room, it is not a single, it is multiple rooms we can have, so that is why I'm just adding list of strings. Okay, so this is the name of that map, so which will have map of, again the map of string type comma list of string. Okay, so this already you know how to write map of string, list of string, and it should have like the first value it should be branch name, and second value, it is a key, right? Key is like something branch name, and value is something list of string. Okay, I missed one guys. Map of string comma list of string. Okay, so now you know, right? Okay, so how to add a value to the map using put operation. So using put, we will add a value to this map. So what's the first key? What's the key here? Key is something branch name. So here like the reference is brand dot name. Why I have taken name? Because name is a unique entity here. Always. Okay, so branch name, which is auto number, that is why I'm just taking that. Okay, if it is not auto number, you should not take it. Okay, it is auto number, that's why I'm just taking as a unique entity. And second, which is a value, this is a key I have added, and now I'm adding value. So the value is this. Okay, so room dot name, so rm dot name, but it will throw error. It is saying it will throw error because it is a, you are adding to the map, right? Map is what combination it is having? It is having a combination of string comma list of string, but you are adding string comma string. If you have like map of string comma string, this will work, this format it will work, but okay, it is throwing error. See, it will throw error something like this. It will say, so you cannot use like string. See, method does not exist or encourage signature. Put string comma string you are using, but there is no map called like string comma string. So this variable is not a map of string comma string, it is a map of string comma list. So for that I'll need to have like one more list of string, because I need a string, right? So this string like which will have room names. Okay, room names list, lst, which is equal to new list of string I'm adding a new list. Okay, so to this list I'll add a value dot, how we will add a value to the list? Using add function, and what's the name? Okay, so we will be adding here like rm dot name. So room name we will be getting. Okay, so to this list I'm adding every time. Okay, so every time when I'm getting a room name, it will be added to this list. Now I can add that list here. So because key here is a string, but value is not a string type, it is a list of string type. So that I need a list of string here. Okay, but there is a small problem here in while writing this. I'll tell you that. Okay, but let me just execute it. Okay, how you can see the result. Okay, there is no errors, there are no errors now. So what additionally I have done here, I have a subquery, I have a query, and I have a subquery. Under this subquery there are some filters I applied, and I got like all the branches records. Sorry guys. So under these branches, okay, so for each branch I'm checking another level. So it's kind of room, and which is like room double underscore c, which is just child relationship name, child object name, and this is a child relationship name, rooms double underscore r, which is actually holding all the information, and there is a reference brand dot rooms, brand rooms belongs per hour, which is again list of items, and each list of item again I have a for loop. So this is child query, child for loop, and in this child for loop again I can get each value, room dot name, room dot occupancy, room dot, okay, so room number, all this stuff we can have here. Okay, now I'm getting each room name and I'm adding that to a list, and that list I'm adding to the map. So this is how it works. Any questions on this? Any questions, guys? So finally we have a SOQL query, and which has like subqueries, and in this, like, I have I have used one list to capture all the room child room names, and I have one map, and this map which is something which will hold for each branch. Okay, so how many rooms which are available, that it will be showcasing. Okay, all the list of rooms, but it is not correct. Okay, we need to change a little bit, but for now, just for your understanding, I'm just executing this. Let's see the result. So we have a map now. Okay, sorry. Let me just write map debug system.debug, and where I want to check this. Okay, so once this main if is over, I want to check the system.debug. System.debug of map map items I want to see. So usually, what's the size we will be getting here? Map size. Can anyone tell me what's the map size we will get? How many times? Okay, so it is coming. So we will have a size of 2 only. Okay, so because this is one level and this is another level, means like this is one for loop and this is another for loop. Okay, so first size, this will be 1 and this will be 2. Okay, so two map size will be 2 only here. Okay, so now I'm just trying to execute this. Execute highlighted and open the debug. So what we need to get? So we need to get a map. So where is the map? This is the map. So TH19 7, TH23 9, TH19 8, TH19 7, TH23 9. But if you clearly observe, I told that there is a small issue. What's the small issue? For TH19 we have two names, right? We should have two names. It is also a list and it should have comma another also name THR 00008 comma THR 00007, but it is getting only one. Okay, so why? You need to check and tell me tomorrow. So why it is happening? So what is the issue? Okay, but here it is fine. Here, like, you can see only 9. You have like only one record and it is getting, this is a map key and this is a value. Key is like something here TH19, and okay, so value is like something this, but in value you need to get the second value also, but you are getting only one value, and that is also in the list latest value you are getting, but old value you are not getting. So why you are not getting? So that you need to debug and you need to check to me tomorrow. Okay, so you got the question? Should I repeat question again? So this is a map, and what it is causing, so it should have like one key and value pair. So one row, okay, multiple one branch, multiple room names. But one branch, multiple room names, it is not giving. One room, okay, so one branch it is giving. So even if it is having two, but it is giving only one. Okay, so what's the problem? The problem, line number 12. The problem is this. So in the second for loop, what you are doing? So in the second for loop, you are adding a list. That list every time it will be refreshing. Every time when you are getting a new record, it all time it will be refreshing, and you will get a fresh list. So why? Because you have written in this for loop. So when you get like second record, again it will be refreshing, and it will have the latest one. The latest one we will have is like 7 only. 8 is replaced with 7, and finally in this list you will have like only one value. That value it is adding here. So then what is the solution for it? Okay, so the solution for it is called control X, and okay, so add this here on top of this for loop. This variable, you declare this variable in this loop, in the main loop, okay, in the main branch loop. So in the main branch loop, like if you are adding, what will happen when you are getting this, it will be set all time. Okay, so until unless, okay, so like it is closed. Like let's suppose you have 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, 5 rooms. Okay, it will be looping those many times, and it will add the list to this, and finally okay, it will hold all the information and it displays. Okay, and once this is it is again okay, so gone, like the main branch under what I want to say is like one branch, 2 rooms. First time it will be coming, okay, it will loop 2 times and it will go off. Okay, it will set all the values over there, and it will have 0 values now, okay, in this rooms names list. And second time you have like one more room, second room you got 23rd room, and there you have only one record, right? So that record it will be looping and it will be adding here. Okay, so if you have like another record also, it will be coming and it will be looping here. Okay, so but if you add in this for loop, okay, so always like it will be resetting that value list, and every time you will have like only one value. Let's see. See, what's the difference for the previous and now? So previous, what we have done in this for loop, okay, in this for loop I have added a list of item. So what will happen in this for loop? If I add a list of item, already I have, okay, so one list 8. Now it will be replacing with 7, and in the previous example, that is why okay, we are getting 7 only. But later, okay, so you just modified, so we have not changed anything. So the flow is, everything is fine. Only the change we have applied is, so this list we have put outside of the for loop. So this list we have initialized at this for loop, okay, not this for loop. So the scope we little bit increased, so that okay, it can hold all the second list of items. Okay, so we can have in this list. So this is the code, and this is the execution. And this is the output. Okay, so now this is a map, and this map, it is having a key and value pair. Okay, so this is a key, first key, and this is second key. Okay, so in this first key we have 2 values. So again, okay, so value 1 and value 2. Okay, so in this key, and we have like only one. Okay, so one item. So means like for every map, okay, so again like this is key set, right? This is key set, and these are the values. Okay, key set and value. If you print okay dot values, you will get all these values. If you print okay map dot key set, and you will get only all these key sets, okay, 19 and 23 and all. And then you can loop, you can use that okay in a different function or somewhere else. So you can also use that. Now you can what I'm changing a little bit, change the code to get return type of the records as map of string comma list of string. So already we have that, so we can just quickly get that. Okay, so from that list, so this is the variable, and which is a type of map of string comma list of string. So what you need to do, so as a return type you have to pass from this function. So this is the return type, where is, yeah, this instead of void you just mention map of string comma list of string, and you mention the return type. So return type, like how you will mention, you have to write return and the map. Okay, so this is the map variable, and you have to write the map variable and save this. Guys, like you are with me, right? You are getting my voice, right? Can anyone confirm? Hello.
Okay, I'm
Am I
still.
audible? Okay, okay. Oh, cool. I thought I lost in between. I got some sound. Okay, cool. So what we have done, so we have, see, we have used like all stuff. Okay, so we have used query, subquery, list, map, and finally we are sending that map from this function, and we can use that in another function if you want. If you want, what you can do, you can just go to another function and you can write like the another function, and there you can public, so void use or return from above function. Okay, so whatever the output like you will get, so from the above function, so you can use that. Okay, so to use that, first what you have to do, you have to call this function. So call this function here, and once you are calling this function, so what is the return type you will get? So the return type is like map of string comma list of string, so which is branch with branch name with, okay, so branch name with row names map. So you can get, okay, so this information, and now like you can look for and you will be checking, okay, so if map size map dot size greater than 0 and map dot size not equal to null. So this is a basic step, and then you will be just try, if you want to query and you can use this map somewhere else, or you can put some information, okay, and then you can just create some records like that also you can do. Okay, you can create a data based out of which you can create another set of data, or like you can get only like, so that depends on the requirement. Let's suppose, okay, if you want to just query only, you want to query only the branch records, okay, where the key set matches. Okay, so first you need to do this is the variable, sorry, so this is the variable. Okay, so from this variable you will be getting only key set. Okay, so key set like something, you will get only keys. Okay, so the key set, like what is the return type? It is a string, and key set like which is having branch names, so I'll give br name, branch name. Okay, so this branch name, now br name, and each branch, okay, so you can just display system.debug, you can write, and you can just give like br name. So each br name you can find, And then okay, so you can also just pull some information. Okay, so using this key set as well. Okay, let's suppose I need only list of object. Which object it is? List of branch. I'm just writing this. Okay, so list of branch. So list of branch. Okay, so not all branches I want. I want like only which are selective. Okay, selected branch. So select ID name created at all the fields I'll be writing, and I don't want subquery. I'm just removing subquery and I'm just removing comma here. And I need like only branch where instead of like main branch. So what I'll pass where I have a key set, right? Key set is like name. So where name I told, right, okay, we will use in concept in this. Okay, so in is something it will be used for multiple purpose, where name equal to means you can use only single, but if you use in it can be multiple. And then if you are using variable you have to mention, so this, okay, so colon, and this is a map, and map dot key set is something a key set of values you will get, and each set of value what is the value you will have. So this is the one, th 000019 th 000023. This is the key, right? Key 1 and key 2 you will have here. Okay, so finally you will get selected branches. You can just write a system.debug. So it is reverse. Okay, so sorry. So what we are doing reverse. Okay, so whatever we have got from the query and I'm passing to a map, and again, okay, I'm getting the map, and again from that map again I'm just pulling the SOQL. Using SOQL I'm just getting all those branches and I'm just printing here. Okay, so branches got. So from this SOQL query, so whatever the names, okay, so which is matching means, because we have written a where clause here, where name in this, so you will get only those records and it will just showcase only those records. And this is again a for loop. Like in this for loop, what you are doing, you are getting only key set. It is just a string type. Okay, so this is second kind. You can see, you can use like how you want. Let's suppose you want to delete these records, then you can just simply write delete operation here and you can just remove that. Okay, let's suppose you want to insert some data, then you have to loop it and you have to just write like insert operation. Let's suppose on the branch you can write, okay, branch name, branch double underscore c, and variable which is equal to new branch double underscore c, and variable dot fields, okay, branch name, branch code, so branch location, like all this information you can have by using equal to symbol, and you have to pass the values from this map. So that's how we need to do. Okay, so that depends on the requirement how we want to utilize it. So see the here, like, okay, if I just call the second function now, so if I call the second function, it will automatically call the first function, right? So it will call the first function and it will get all the information from the first function, and okay, so it passes that information to the second function. And you can find, okay, so those system.debugs, and here like we have some system.debugs, and finally you will get, okay, so multiple system.debugs, and go to logs and check the output. See, this is second file. Okay, so from the first function, this is the output, and this is the second function. Okay, so the second function output we got. How many branches we got? We will get only two branches. One is 19, and second is 23. Where is 23? This is 23. Only 17 and 23, because I passed only those names. and I have like one for loop. In the for loop, I'm just passing map of like map dot key set, right? I just debug. I got like 19 and 23. So this is how it works. So by seeing the code, okay, so it might be tough, but okay, so going through line by line, so it is very easier, right? So go through line by line, and you can quickly understand. But to do this activity, so you need to have like the objects information and fields information. If you have these two fields, two objects, then okay, so it works fine. Otherwise, it will throw errors. Or like you can do, what you can do, if you have like any two objects which are in relationship, then you can take those two objects. First, you take the parent object. Okay, from that parent object, you can query the child objects information. So this is complete. Okay, so which you got from method 1. Okay, so this part, like from here to here, we got from method 2. So this we got it from method 2. And what's the execution? So the execution is this. I call the second function. The second function call the first function. Okay, and finally we got this result. See, we have used like almost all concepts in this example. So we have covered SOQL, we have covered list, we have covered map, and we have covered one class and two functions and calling the functions. And we have not covered is like we have not passed the data to the functions. So what you can do, you can just take the same example. You can pass some variables and you can see the output. Okay, you can pass some random branch names, and you can get that random branch names. And first you add that, and okay, and then you can get the information. Like, or first you can do one thing. You can insert some data to the branches, and you can pull again. So once it is inserted, you pull that back, and you will get okay. So additional set of records. Activities create 2 to 3 records. On any object using function, then query those records. And then update those records with some any one field or two fields of the update. So here, like what you can do, first you have to use insert operation, and then you have to use SOQL to get the records, those two records, and you have to pass the IDs of those two records. First you have to create, and once it is created, you have to get that variable. From that variable, you have to get IDs, and those IDs you have to pass the select queries like this. So we have passed a select query like this, right? So where ID in that, okay, so IDs, like you have to first you have to get IDs and you have to pass those IDs, and then you will get all this information stored into this variable. And from that variable, okay, so you can loop it and you can update some information. You already know how to update. Okay, so using list, so we have already seen you can update that. Okay, so this is the activity you have to do today. Okay, so any questions, guys? So for any questions?
Okay, so if not, like I'll take another 10 to 15 minutes so that we can cover these queries. Yeah, any questions? Someone asking.
No, no, no.
Okay, so this is bare bone query, simple. From contact you are getting some information. So this is like where class. You can use where phone equal to or not equal to something not equal to null, so that you will get only those records as a filtered based. And you can also use, instead of equal to, you can also use in or not in, as like yesterday we have seen and today also we have seen. See, this is a kind of downward, just we have seen from account. You are getting from account first. Okay, so level 0 fields. Okay, means like account fields, id, name, industry, annual revenue, comma. So this is subquery. This contact is something which is a child relationship name. And if you want to get this information, you have to write second for loop. Okay, so this is one thing for first for loop, and this is second for loop. Okay, so what is the return type you have got from this query? The return type is list of account, list of s subject. So where you can find this child relationship name, you have to go to that child object, and where you can find child relationship name. Downwards travel we have seen with multiple objects. Okay, so with multiple objects you can find like this. See, it is contact is connected with opportunities, contact is connected with this. Okay, so under contact you can find opportunity as a child object. So opportunities, which is a child relationship name. Here, like there is one condition, see, where amount greater than 100 means only opportunities under this contacts, you will get only those contacts. Okay, you can take a screenshot and you can just analyze it later. So select name, and this is second object, and this is a custom object, best friends double underscore r, which is a custom object. And r, here we have one criteria, phone not equal to null. Only records you have phone not equal to null will be fetched, and it will be showcased. And at the main object also we have a query. So this is important, and we will discuss this, okay, in a moment. This I have not discussed. Dot we have not discussed. We will see that quickly. Okay, this is one another condition, another kind of query. You can just take a screenshot if you want. Just try to analyze it. Okay, and we also need to understand this very much. Okay, so governor limits. So so we are working in multi-tenant environment, right? So in multi-tenant environment, like one application we have, but if I want to utilize that application, that resource, okay, it should not be occupied by single person or single entity. Okay, so it should be for all the people. So that is why there are some restrictions. Okay, if you go to ADM, you can get only 15,000 or 20,000 per day, right? Even if it is our amount, but we can get only 15,000, 20,000 a day. So because they have given some restrictions, so that ATM can be utilized in that location. So other people can also utilize. Otherwise, like if you are taking 5 lakh rupees immediately, then okay, other people cannot get that service, right? So to get that service in a multi-tenant environment, we need to have certain rules, certain limitations, sorry, limits. So those limits we call it as governor limits in Salesforce. Okay, so these are something restrictions enforced by the vendor. So in our case, the vendor is Salesforce. So our vendor is like Salesforce, right? Salesforce puts some restrictions because we are working, okay, on a environment like multi-tenant architecture environment. So these are restrictions enforced by the vendor to get the resource availability for all the people or organizations. Instead, for single entity. Okay, so not only for single entity, It should be for all, right? Because we are working for a multi-tenant architecture. Okay, so we have to have like certain rules and regulations. So those rules and regulations are enforced in Salesforce. So these are the limitations we have. Okay, so what are those limitations? SOQL queries we have mentioned, right? Right now we have used 2 SOQL queries. If you go to the logs, the latest log, this is the latest log, right? Remove this debug only. Come at last, we can find something. So this is what. So this is what we have used. At last you can find, okay, for each execution, so you can find this list. How many you have used in this transaction. Okay, for each transaction it will be captured. So in our previous example, so it is captured. Okay. In debug log you can find this. How many SOQLs we have used? 2 SOQLs. How many we can use? Max 100. But here we already used 2 SOQLs. How the system is saying 2 SOQLs? Already you can see select queries. Select, this is one select query and this is another select query, right? There are 2 select queries we have used in this transaction. We have executed this function, and in this function it is executing second function. So from this first function you have one select query, and from the second function you have another select query. There are 2 selects we have used. That is what it is saying. Max, how many you can use? 100. A number of query rows. Okay, so from this select queries, let's suppose you have 10 select queries. Out of this 10 select queries, how many records you can pull? This is records. Row means records. 50,000 records only we can get. How many records you got? 28 records. Okay, so how it is saying 28 records? How it is saying 28 records? From the first function you got 24 records. From the second function you got 4 records. So total 28 records. Okay, so number of SOSL we have not used, and DML statements we have not used. That is why it is showing 0. But when you have like insert, update, those functions, you can see the DML operations and how many you created. That also it will showcase here. Okay, so how many records we can insert using DMLs, here it is not mentioned, but usually this one, 10,000 records only we can insert using DMLs. So likewise, there are some restrictions. You can see how many you can use and how many you have used for each transaction. It will be showcasing in the logs only. In logs you can find this information. So these are the maximum you can use. Okay, so these are something restrictions given by Salesforce. You have to work within this range only. Okay, so these are like something governance which are enforced by the Salesforce or like vendor. Okay, this is for the efficiency purpose. And next, okay, so we will just discuss about SOSL. Okay, so before going to SOSL, there is small concept like in SOQL proposal. SOQL to get parent info. So let's suppose I have an object and I want to get the parent information. Okay, so not child information, I want to get the parent information. So if I want to get the parent information, so this is the syntax. Select F1 field 1, F2 field 2, F3 field 3, F4. So this F4, let's suppose it is a lookup. So this F4 is it should be lookup or master detail. Okay, so it should be lookup or master detail object. Okay, so if that field F4 it is a master detail relationship, then you can use like dot notation, and this not dot it will go for the up level. Okay, so one level, field 4. Field 4 is a lookup or master detail, so dot notation you have to use to get the top level data. So there you can have field 1 and from that level 1. Okay, so this F4 field 4 which is level 0 and this F1 is level 0. and F2 is from level 0. That is why I'm saying level 0, level 0. So level 0 means on the same level, and this F4, it is referring one more level, and we can get that field from the level 1. So likewise, if I have like F5 field, F5 and level 0, and you can have like it should be like lookup or master detail, then only you can use dot symbol. Okay, if it is like normal text, string, integer, double, you cannot use. Only lookup and master detail, this facility is available. So this F1 again, another field you can get from L1. From L1 it can be F2 or F3 or any field. Okay, what field like you want to have, you have to write that field name. Okay, field API name you have to mention here. Okay, so this API name, you have to write API name here. So from base object. So this is how you need to get. Okay, so let's quickly see one example. Now which object I am now? Room. Okay, so I am in a room. Now from this room I can get the branch type. Room is a child, branch is a parent. Here in the previous example what we have done, branch is a parent, room is a child. From branch I got, so child records information, rooms. Okay, now I'm in a room, I'm in a child record, I want to get the parent information. But parent information if I want to get, so I need to have the field where it should be lookup. So this branch is the lookup. See this branch. How can I say this is the lookup? If you have a doubt, you can go to object manager. You can go to room, because already we know the structures. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, you need to go like this. You have to go to the child, and you can see the branch. It is a master detail relationship. Only if it is a master detail relationship, then you have to use. Okay, so dot notation. So this is the field, and you can use like dot. And if you go dot, so it will be going to the branch, another object, right? So in another object you need to, so go to that branch object, open this in the new tab, and go to that branch object, and you see what fields we have under branch. You can have branch name, branch number, and branch location. There might be multiple fields. Okay, I want to capture under branch. We just need to give branch 4. Means I'm going one level top, and I'm just getting that using dot symbol, branch code, but it will throw error. So it will throw error. It will say branch I cannot understand. So I told, right, okay, so in relationship, instead of C you have to use R. Here you have to use, what is the field API name you have to take. At last, instead of C you have to use R. So now it works. Branch _R dot branch code. If you see, all fields and everything are normal. These are level 0 fields. But here, like you can see, it is referring another object, the related object, top level, means parent object, parent dot branch code. So it is not getting the data from here. It is getting data from other object, which is connected. So that connected information it is showing here. Okay, so are you getting the point here? So it is not something this object's information, this is something the other object's information, which is on the top. So for your understanding, why branch code? This branch code is what? So something wrong in this branch code. Okay, so it should be the same. I think formula has given different formula. In the child, we also have a branch code. It's a formula, but I think it is referring a different field. See, it is using user email, but usually it should be branch code, right? So already we have used in the formula fields. So this we already used in formula fields. See, branch double underscore r, same we are using in the program also. Branch double underscore r, and we got like one more level owner, and we have seen over there, okay, so dot and again user email. So the same way you will be using here. So instead of like what is advanced formula and branch code, you can see like under room you can have branch and you can have like branch code. See, branch double underscore r dot branch code, same we are using, okay, same we are using there also. So this already we have seen. Check syntax. So there are no errors, treat blank values as blank, only save it. So this is something wrong, okay, I corrected it. Now if you just refresh this state, you will have the same branch codes. Whatever the branch code on the parent, okay, so we are updating that to child through formula field, right? So the same stuff we are using here. Whatever, okay, in formula field we have used, we have gone to top level. Okay, so the top level information I am using here. Okay, let's suppose I need another field from branch. How you will write? Can anyone tell me? So this is just a branch double underscore, which is just a field of branch name it will display. And if you want like, okay, so branch, not only name, you want like, okay, so you want to go to the top level branch double underscore or dot name you can get, or like you can get what are the other fields we have on the branch parent, main branch, true or false, branch name. I want to take like main branch, so it will give like true or false whether it is a main branch or not. See, I have sit at room, I'm at room, but I'm getting the branch information also. Okay, I'm getting branch information also, branch code, main branch. Okay, so branch dot branch code. Okay, so branch code is at last. Branch we have, main branch we have, branch we have. Where is main branch? Yeah, main branch, true or false. See, all the fields you got here. These is level 0 fields, and this is level 0 field. This is level 0 field, but these two are not level 0 fields. These are level 1 fields. Level 1 means on top, I'm saying. It has gone to the branch object, and there it is picking from there. So this is one example to get top level data. So you can write like, okay, so for account and contact, so that you can understand. So you have to take contact here, and from that contact you will have account dot name, account dot industry, account dot like, so you can add like dot. So if it is a standard, you can directly add account dot, but if it is a custom, you have to mention double underscore r. Let's suppose, okay, I want to go another level. I don't want to have like all this. Let me just remove all this so that it will be clear. So only few fields I'm using. So from this branch, I want to go another level. I want to get, okay, so branch owner's email. Branch is like level 1, but branch owner is not a level 1, it is a level 2, because branch owner, which is again a lookup to the user or group of users. So I have to get one more level. So branch double underscore or double underscore or dot owner Warner, which is a field, okay, so which is a standard field, so you don't need to write double underscore R again. So it is just Warner dot email. So now this Warner branch Warner, which is level 1, and again it is level 2. So here like you can have branch code, branch, okay, so Warner.email, but actually, okay, so you have a value, but it is not showing here. But if you query in the class, you will get, okay, so Warner.email, email value also you can find here, okay. So this we can use stamp somewhere else. So this is one query. You can just go to one more level. So this is next level, okay. So here like you can have in above example, so we have branch double underscore as L1 from L0, and we have branch double underscore R dot Warner as L2. So this is like another lookup. So from here like I can also fetch likewise Warner. Okay, you can go to like Warner dot manager also. That is like a next level. Branch double underscore R dot Warner dot manager. This is next level. So likewise you can add like, okay, send number branch Warner likewise we can have, so we can have 4 levels. So likewise we can have only 4 levels, okay. So up to 4 levels you can go. So beyond that you cannot go. Okay, let's suppose so branch double underscore R dot Warner dot manager. Okay, so dot Warner again. Let's suppose I'm just giving one example. So let's suppose you have different objects, then you can go double underscore R double underscore if it is a custom, if it is a standard. So like this, okay. So beyond this you cannot go. So one more level, okay. So branch Warner dot manager dot Warner, and here like you cannot write Warner one more time. So only 4 levels you can go. Max up to L4 you can go, L3, because we are starting from 0 up to this level you can go, okay. So that is how it works. If it is like both, okay, so upwards, okay, this is for upwards example, and as like in the previous examples we have seen downwards, subqueries are downwards, okay. So this is upwards, and now my question is like, can we use both? Okay, can we use both downward and upward fields in same SOQL query? So this is the question. Can we use, okay, so both downward and upward, both I want to use, okay. So far we have seen individually. So I have like field 1, field 2, field 3, and subquery 1 comma subquery 2 from the base object. Now what I want to do, I want to use like the parent fields also and child fields also in same SOQL query. Is it possible? Already we have seen it is possible. If you can see, these two are the examples for that, okay. So let me just take a screenshot of it. Downwards, okay, so and upwards, both it has. See here it is an example, both it is having. See, account dot secret secret underscore notes double underscore c, this is a custom field, and this is a standard object, and it is like, it is for subqueries and it is for the parent one. Okay, so likewise. Okay, so there is, I'll just take only more than 5 minutes we need. Same way, like if you know SOQL, the same structure we will be using for SL, Salesforce Object Search Language. Okay, so it is like something, I have a box, and when someone is clicking some text in that box, so it will check that box. It's a kind of like global search we have, right? So global search we have, or like some search functionalities we can see on the screen. See, this is one search, and if you go to setup also, there is like one search. See, when you are just searching something, when you're just typing TEST, and when you're just running, it will see all the results of different objects, and it will fetch all those records. Okay, but right now we don't have any test. Now you can see the users. Test something. Something it is there. So it is just deliverability. Right, so means I'm giving some value, some string. Based on that, we can get data. So that is possible through SOSL. Okay, SOSL is something. It will be working for multiple objects, not only single object. SOQL it will work only for single object. But SOSL, which is something, it will work on objects. So SOSL query syntax, like you need to start from find. So in SOQL we have used a select query, right? And here like we have to use find. We have to start with find. So we have to start with find here. So and you can use like after find, you have to just give some search keyword. Okay, so by like this in this brace, or like you can use a single quote also. So in this brace, like you have to give the search string what you want to search. Let's suppose I want to search test account. So then I can give test account, and then you can ask all fields like you want to see, or like only name fields or email fields or phone fields. Only these four you can use. After find, you have to give what you want to find, and then you have to ask like all fields like you want only a specific field, and then you have to mention returning, and then you have to give the limit. So how many records like you want to give. Max you can get only 200 records, and it will have like multiple subjects information like this. Okay, so this is the syntax. See, first you need to start with find, and then you have to give some name, and you have to give like in all fields, and you have to give like returning, and then you have to give the object, okay, which object you want to get and what fields like you want to get, comma. You can also have like another object and what fields like you want to have. Like this you can have comma and another object and what fields like you want to have. Whether it is having a relationship, whether it is not having a relationship, it will not check relationships. It will pull all the objects information. Okay, so let's quickly do that activity. So I want to get like account contact opportunities and all. Okay, so I want to just find, I want to find some string like test. Okay, so test I want to find. So in all fields. Okay, so this I want to find in all fields, and then I want to return. So we have to write a keyword called returning. So returning, which object like you want to return, what fields like you want to return. So I want to return account. It's field like ID, name, industry. Okay, so this is one thing I have done. And second, comma, I want to fetch opportunity. Okay, so from this opportunity I want to fetch ID, comma, name. That's it. Okay, and then you can also just get like from contact comma first name. So because we don't have name, like I think first name, last name, we will have last name. Alright, so this is how it works. So I'm just checking test. Just saying test in all fields. No such term found. I think I'm missing something. Yeah. So it is saying like 0 records. Okay, so we don't have 0. We don't have test. Okay, let me just go to accounts and search any account which is already present. Okay, so it's not like aggregated data. Based on this, I want to check. Now you can see how many records we have. On account level, we have this much. Okay, and likewise, if you have like contact also, it will display here contact and count. If you have like opportunity level, okay, it will also display opportunity level also. Okay, so that is like it can display for multiple objects information on a single screen. So let me just write this here, test. So now like it is just checking. Okay, so account, and we got like 2 records, and contact like we got, okay, so 1 record. Okay, so let me go with S. Only 1 we have. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so like it will be giving, okay, so different objects information at a time. Salesforce. Salesforce object such language. So it can be used for multiple reports. So fetching. So based on a keyword, based on search keyword. Okay, so whatever like you are searching, so based on the search keyword, so it will be just pulling all the information like this. Okay, so whatever objects, it is not independent to the, so this query independent. So this query independent to the object relationships. So it will not check the object relationship. Okay, it will just check only value present or not. It will display the output. For different object, you can write like this way. For different objects, you can just display this way SOSL information. And okay, so you have to just use like this way. All use or like name use based. Okay. And the major like thing you need to understand from SOQL and SOSL is these are the main differences you need to know. So the main difference is like if you can see, using SOQL we can make only one object at a time. Okay, we can get only one object at a time using SOQL. We have seen I can use opportunity or I can use account or I can use contact. Only one object I can use. Okay, if we have like any relationship, then I can use 2 objects or 3 objects, but only one level I can use subqueries. Okay, we can query on all fields of any data type. Yeah, this is advantage. Okay, so using SOQL we can get all fields information. Okay, all fields, all data types we can get. And also we can perform DML operations on query results, whatever. Okay, so data like we got, we can query all those, right? So we can query and we can also write some insert or update operations. Like once you query, you can update, you can delete, you can do some DML operations on the SOQL queries. And okay, so return type. So you have seen like list, we can have list of S object, we can have our object, we can have, right? So integer we can have, aggregate results we can have as a return type in SOQL. But SOSL, so by writing some search time or search term, okay, so we can just query all the objects, like many objects at a time we can query using SOSL, but we need to pass a keyword. So based on that keyword, okay, it fetches the information. But there is a limit, there is a small limit in the SOSL is it will be working only for 3 data types, not for all data types. It will work only for name, phone and email. Only these fields it checks. Okay, it gives output as name, phone and email types. Okay, of those data types only you can get as output from this SOSL, but it works for multiple objects. At the same time, there is a limitation, is like it will not work for all data types. And the major, okay, so thing like you need to understand from SOSL, as like SOQL we can do DML, right? Update operations, delete operations, upset operations, we can do an SOQL, but SOSL we cannot do DML operations. So DML operations we cannot do in SOSL. In SOSL we cannot use DML operations. Okay, and the next step is like you need to understand the return type. So here like we are getting return type list, but here like we will get list of list. Why we will get list of list? So because you are getting account, contact, opportunities, different objects, right? So these are all like different list of items. Okay, here like in the previous example list, right? You will get list of accounts, so it is a list from account. From contact it is another list, from opportunity it is another list. So all these lists which will be added into another list. So that list is like top list of SOQL. So it's like something like this. Okay, so list of first account, again it is a list of account, again it is list of account, and then again it is like another opportunity, it is again list of opportunities. And okay, so and then like you have like contact, and this is like again list of contacts, because so it can have like 100 records, and it can have like 50 records, and it can have like 20 records, right? So all this 100 which is one list, and this 50 another list, this 20 another list, all these lists combinedly we have like another list. So that is like from the SOSL output, like we will get as list of list. So these are the major difference like you need to understand from SOQL and SOSL. But most of the times, okay, we will go with SOQLs, but rarely we will go with SOSL, where you will have a page where you will have a search box, and based on the search term, if you want to pull some data and you want to showcase that on the screen, then we will use SOSL. But remaining all cases, like if you want to pull data for different fields for the same object with the relationship, if you want to go and you want to perform some DML operations, okay, you want to pass that to another object, and there you can perform some DML operations. So then in that case, you have to go with SOQL only, where only such function which will be working SOQL is something where you will be passing some parameter, and based on that it will fetch the data, but you cannot perform any DML operations. So in that cases you have to go with SOSL. So with this, like I'm just okay. So stopping this database statements, DB statements, and SOQL and SOSS. Just go through it like all the topics. And okay, so if possible, I'll just take one more example on the upset and merge functionalities at later point. Anyways, okay, we will be using this multiple times. So we will cover that upset and merge functionalities with different concept, so that we can cover entire stuff. Okay, so instead of going with like single point, okay, with multiple examples, so we will cover, okay, in another example with this upset and merge functionalities, so that we can cover all like insert, update, upsert, delete, merge, all these topics. Right, guys? So if you have any questions, just let me know. So if not, like you can just go through. I'll just share. Okay, so this entire code like today's class, and so you can just go through and you can come up with questions tomorrow. So thanks, guys. Like it's like extending today a lot. So we will see. Okay, in the next session. Thanks for joining, guys.